Hi, really well-beings. Dr. Barty here, with a video, probably one of a couple, that explores some of the ins and outs of how we balance our beautiful bowl, how we balance ourselves. Recognising I'm a bit of an acronym addict, I've come up with this phrase which is called the ins and outs. And I think of the ins and outs of balancing ourselves like a bubble gets balanced by the ins and outs of fluid and water going in and out of itself. And by balancing that, it can be nourished by the movements of the water. Similarly, we can be nourished by the movements of our lives. And I use the term ANDS as an acronym for accepting, nourishing, dispersing, and surrendering, which are qualities that appear to occur in nature, and I call them quartets, which means that each one is in itself a whole part, like an instrument in a string quartet, like the violin, is itself complete, and you can play beautiful music with it. And yet, when you combine them together in a string quartet, you create something that's amazing. And I'm hoping we can do the same. I thought it might be useful to set a big picture just quickly, and then go into one of the elements that might be relevant in being human. First of all, when I consider the ins and outs of being human, there are certain things that I think are really important. So when I think about what I accept, I think about what comes into me, and those can be emotional factors that can come into me. They can be elements of thought, so media can be something that comes into me. The thing that most people bring to mind is when they think about what comes into them is things that come in and come out, and that's food. So I could put that down as eating and drinking. The next one is nourishing. So what nourishes us as a human being? And from all of my understanding, the most nourishing and the time when we're nourished most is actually while we sleep, which is different to what most people think about. The next thing I think about is dispersal. So how do we put into practice these things that we've got? What do we do with them? And that's kind of the sense of work. Now, when people think of work, they often unconsciously put in the word hard work, whereas I tend to think of good work, because if I'm working, I want it to be effective, I want it to be good. So that's what I'm thinking about with work. And if we still have the child within us, our work is playing as well. And I might talk about safe play at another time. And then the final aspect of this quartet is having added or accepted, being nourished, the ripples going all around the bubble, and then dispersed, releasing that energy and that fluid back into the system again. I then am ready to be able to surrender, and the importance of relaxing. So there are kind of 4 fundamental elements that if we celebrate and prioritize in our humanity, we can really flourish. And those are to eat well, sleep well, work well, and relax well. And a lot of what I'm hoping to do is to make those processes easy, and so that they become natural habits. They take some practice and adjustment, and can be a bit uncomfortable when you're first getting used to them. But I'm hoping that the next series of talks you find quite helpful in how we might consider doing those things. And what I'm going to do is, I'm like a hologram, I'm going to take each one of these little elements, and then I'm going to apply the same systematic approach, the quartets, for each of those elements, to then show how you can do it easily and enjoyably in your day. I hope this was fun. Do let me know what you make of it, and I look forward to sharing some more insights in the next video. Bye for now.